Okay, so new segment. Bum bum bum. I think I can say with fair confidence and be comfortable in hey. For those of you that are just joining us, my new gimbal tripod seems to have a mind of its own. Uh, I think I can say with fair confidence that one of the things that I had to look and make sure I had the mic on that drew the mayor into Welcome to My Life was simply the concept, the notion, the idea of living in a shed. Because she was very drawn in and fascinated by it and very into everything and active and suggestive. And I've got a list over there of all sorts of things. Like she tried to play around with the name, and I don't think I can change the name of the project. It's too much of a thing. Hey gang, welcome to my life. But one of those things was like life in the chalet. I'm just going off the top of my head. So if that doesn't sound familiar, Mayor, you wrote something similar. We can name a segment that, we can name a new segment that. And so that's what we're going to do. That's what this is going to be. Life in the chalet. And for a while now, one of the things I've been messing around with in my head is I've wanted to kind of take you around the chalet. I've given you quick, brief tours before, but really take you around and give you a good, solid tour, uh, and kind of tell you how everything fits together, how my life here came to be. There's a story, even if it's a small one, to everything. So let's set the stage. Life in the chalet. The chalet was originally built like in the 80s as a garden shed. Over time, years and years later, like I eventually moved in here on that side and did a little bit of crafting when I first started getting into it. And then I was in the basement and then I was back out here. And then this side wasn't really being used anymore. The tractor, the riding mower was out there. So I had, I moved the shop side over here and started working over here and started forming like a man cave on that side, a hangout area. And then it just kind of developed until I left here in 2019, and then it was left unattended and abandoned and whatnot. We have, out of the mayor's curiosity, I did a kind of quick measure by myself, which was not impossible, but I'm sure I'm not accurate. I know I'm not accurate, and it was certainly a challenge, but we're estimating between like 200 and 250 square feet total, that side and this. That is the hey, excuse you. That is the entirety of my living space. All right. So we are currently on what I call the shop side. The might hang a sign on the other side of the door above it that says "Welcome to Oz." This is where all the magic happens, baby. I'll show you where all the magic happens, baby. So this is the side I wanted when I first left the homestead. This was all I really wanted, so that I could keep crafting. But it was such everything was just, I was gone for 7 years. And so it's the last space I am putting together. And nonetheless, I have for a long time said, think like a college student, live like a king. And though this is not a grand example, there's much better examples on that side. This could be a good little exploration into that. So let's. Did you stop? You didn't stop. Nope. Fickle, like a woman. I'm going to just rename this tripod Miss. Are you good, Miss? Stay right there a second, because I'm going to turn that little feature off. Jeez. So let's take a look at where I've been working, and I will tell you stories. That did not work out the way I wanted. I forgot I can't flip the screen once I start, and I can't edit at the moment. So this is the side I've been working on today. All of this stuff. I don't know what I'm seeing and what I'm not, so we're faking it here a little bit. Let's start over here. This is no big deal. So this, I'll work with you if you work with me. This mini fridge and this container. Let's talk about those for a minute. The fridge was a blessing up at the homestead because we had that bar area, and I wanted to have a fridge down there so something was always cold down there. And Cuddlebug found like a dorm fridge at a yard sale. We used that for a while, but it just wasn't enough space. Alcoholic. And I also kept a variety, like I had beer and some Mike's Hard Lemonade and I don't know, some tea in there. So I was looking for something bigger, and Wilson was doing yard sales constantly and trying to clear stuff out, and he had that for $25. So I bought it because I wanted it. And then so it moved here, and I was using it at first when I first started living in the space, and eventually I bought the other one with the freezer on it, and that is now officially like my beer and beverage fridge. That's what that is. That container, those drawers, I don't know. I've had that forever. I feel like maybe that was something at some point Boomdier was throwing out, and I was like, I can use that. It comes apart a little bit at the bottom, but other than that, it's perfectly fine. So right now it's got cleaning rags and some miscellaneous crafting like patterns or pieces that were here or there scattered. So, all right, so that's that. Now let's take this could be a slightly longer one. Let's take a gander at this shot here. All right, so I see. All right, did you get a good look? If not, just, scroll backwards and you'll figure it out. So that cabinet came from the Putters. I don't know if that had been in his shop or in their kitchen at one point, but he's getting rid of it. And again, I can use that. And I put the doors on. The power box I bought once the electric was done because I knew I needed something over here. And that seems to be the perfect product, which is why I said earlier I'm going to get a second one and put it on that side. Then I have power over there on that wall and power over here on this wall because this side only has the one outlet. And I don't I don't run a lot at once on this side or on that outlet. You're talking the fridge runs, a light, and I'm not even sure the lights are on the same as that receptacle. That might be by itself, and these are with something else. I should check that. Oh, excuse me. Uh, so that's that. Up here, this little shelf thing was the end of a pallet, and I was trying to find creative ways to store, so I threw that up there. Now I might shift that one way or the other because I have at least one more, and I don't know if it's here or over at the storage unit right now. But I was thinking I could shift that and put both of them up, but there's not a lot I can fit in that space. And with the electrical wires above it, it's hard to put anything on top. So we'll see. I don't know. And the boobs, I don't know if you saw those. Go back. The boobs were car boobs that the girls had gotten me one year as I don't know if I was living in the van at that point or not yet, but they had gotten me those to hang in the van because I like boobs. All right, next we'll do this whole little section here. I'm spatially challenged. All right, so the cabinet again. This one I'm pretty sure came out of the shop, but the cabinet came from the putter. He's done a lot of ripping stuff out. I don't know. That actually looks pretty finished. That might have also been a kitchen project. You don't want to know how many times they've redone their kitchen. And again, I put the door on and cut this little branch piece to throw on there as a door handle. The compressor is new, like a year ish. I had a little one, and I ended up one morning I came out, I had like 3 out of 4 flat tires on the Rocket, and I tried to inflate them with that, and it just ran and ran and ran and blew because it was a little tiny mother thing. And I went without for a long time, and then Wilson had given me a really huge one, which I ended up breaking, but that's a whole nother story because it was too much. It was too strong for what I was doing. And I mean, it was driving the nails so far deep into things. I was like, I can't be having that when I'm working with smaller things. So I had messed with this dial, but it was stuck and I ended up snapping it. He took that back when I left the homestead, but when that happened, I just finally broke down and bought one because I wanted one for tires because I had such issues with tires because I drove so much. Plus to do work, but I really wanted something at the house for tires because I needed to check them often. I check them often with this. Uh, and it's just easier than trying to go to like a Wawa or a Sheetz or wherever and deal with that. So that is new. The little case thing for all the tools. Again, I think that was a Boomdier throw out that I salvaged. I was like, I can use that. Theme of the week. I can use that. This cabinet, I think, was originally in the upstairs bathroom like 2 or 3 versions ago. And it was a medicine chest cabinet. And then it eventually came out of there, and Dad had it in the garage for the longest time. And I took it from the garage and had it in here, and I took it up to the homestead. I took the doors off today because I just thought it would serve me better open. So, and I have this little case thing for nails, which is all disorganized. But this was a putter thing, and he upgraded. He had made that, and then he upgraded. So I ended up with that to keep my nails in. Whatever kind of containers I can find along the way, various screws and whatnot. I used to buy this stuff just so I could empty it. I mean, I'd use it, but just so I could empty it and use the containers for things. And so that's that. That's that part, that side. You can see this, so I'll show you. I had rigged this mostly for the winter. I have used it a couple of times now with the summer, but it's also useful when I'm cutting and sanding and making a lot of, hold on, this hurts, a lot of sawdust over here. But I just hang that up. Another reason I can call it Oz, because now I'm the man behind the curtain. Pay no attention. Bibbidi bobbidi boob. Bibbidi bobbidi boob. I've got Tune In playing in the background, WTUL, one of my favorites, New Orleans. So this is definitely on the longer side, and I apologize. I hope that was a fun little adventure for you. There's more to come. Oh, I didn't talk about this window. So these things the girls had given me for some, I can't remember, Christmas, birthday, Father's Day. And they were bookends, but I've used them all over at the homestead. I had to use them as like door stops because 2 of my doors wouldn't stay open. This was a craft project at one point that one of the princesses had done, and it was all colored, but I had it in this window forever, so it faded, and I put it back in there then. And then I had a glass Christmas tree up there, but it literally just fell and broke. So this came to mind, and I decided to put that in the middle. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Sorry, I got another message. All right, I'm going to go and see if I can make something of the rest of this mess. I'll talk to you later.